Hey guitar players, today I wanted to chat you through this little idea I've been playing around with for creating chord melodies, using literally two chords and their inversions as well. It's basically using an A minor, like this, and a G sharp diminished, okay, like this. So as we know, anything you do with the diminished scale or diminished chords, you can repeat a minor third higher. So I'm just sending that up the fretboard like that. So if I take A minor like this and I find my other triad inversions, we're just staying on the G, B and E string group right now. So I've got A minor here, there's an inversion of that here, and then an inversion of that here. That's up on the 12th fret there. So with those three inversions and that diminished thing, what I can do is I can harmonize the scale. If I go through this, so I'm going to start with A minor, let's call it B diminished there, A minor, D diminished, A minor, F diminished, and then I'm going to send that up to the G sharp if I can reach, like this. And then I've got A minor all the way up here, all back down here. So if I play that again, you'll hear this, this basically gives you the harmonized harmonic minor scale. Okay, so you can play around with this, maybe jumble things around in different orders. You see what I mean? There's some really nice movements going on in there, and it's just two chords, it's amazing. So like, okay, so you can have some real fun with this. Now we can extend this pretty quickly by thinking about this diminished triad. Okay, so we can also make inversions of this triad, this diminished triad. So there's three shapes for this. There's this one. There's this one. Just drop my pick on the floor. Let me just grab that. So there's this one, and then there's also this one, the Yngwie shape. With those three, we want to practice this harmonizing that scale with all of those three different diminished shapes as well. There's some really nice stuff here. Like, if you listen to the inner movements of these chords here, if I play this one, if I go F diminished with that second shape that I just played, one of the magic things that's happening here is there's contrary motion. So some of these notes are going up and some of them are moving down. If you look here, there's an F on the top, which is resolving down to the E. But the G sharp on the bottom there is resolving up to an A. Okay, so you've got contrary motion. Now, piano players do this all the time. They think very much in this way, I think. I'm not a piano player, so I can't really speak for them. But you hear them play stuff that's moving in opposite directions all the time. As guitar players, like, this is a little bit more difficult because, you know, think about it. A piano player has two hands. They can go wherever they like. We generally do a lot of stuff just with one hand, right? So this kind of way of thinking doesn't come naturally to us. So when we find it, it's really, really quite special. I'm just mixing and matching between all of these different shapes. So there's some shared tones, right? So there's some really nice voice leading that's happening with these things. So that's a nice one. So you've got the B diminished, like this, going to A minor there. You see how this was coming down, those two are going up. Really special, really nice kind of movements. Now, we can expand on this by just thinking, okay, well, that's all on the G, B, and E strings. What would happen if I found all of this on the D, G, and B strings, and subsequently work down all of the string groups, and you can find all these different triads like this. There's the other one on the D, G, and B. So basically, just wherever you can find any of those notes, what was it, G sharp, B, D, and F, just stick one of those triads on there, and then resolve it to an A minor. So we can find these triads on all of these little groups of 3 strings. So these three, these three, these three. There's 3 of the A minor triads on each one, and then there's 3 different diminished shapes on each one as well. So I know that's a bit of a stretchy one, but it's nice though. Listen to that. Magic contrary motion again. Okay, so try and just improvise with these things, compose with them, make up little studies, and just try and get to grips with how it all works. And then remember two things. We don't have to just treat this as chord playing. These are all just, if we separate the notes, we've got arpeggios for soloing. Oops, let me try it again. Do you see what I mean? So stuff that we might not always play, and then and just kind of be curious and just sort of adventure through this and see what you can find. And then the other thing to remember is that you can relate this to a major key just by changing out your A minor triads for A major triads, right? And all of the same stuff. You see what I mean? Really nice stuff. Okay, so play around with it. There's like a lifetime's amount of work in there, which I'm still working through myself. But yeah, have fun with it and let me know how you get on. Let me know if you've got any questions. As always, there are some written resources on my Patreon page, which is linked below. I've basically gone through and written out all the permutations of these A minor triad inversions and the corresponding diminished shapes across all of the string groups. So yeah, if you want to go check that out, that's much appreciated. But if not, hopefully I've explained this in a way that's kind of okay to understand, but do let me know if you have any questions, and I'll try and help you out.